Captain Marvel stars Brie Larson as Carol Danvers / Captain Marvel. Samuel L. Jackson returns as Nick Fury. I don't have much knowledge or experience of Captain Marvel. I know the basics, that she used to be Ms. Marvel. Then she went by other names like Binary. She's linked to Marvel, Captain Marvel of the Kree. And for a long time, she had her powers stolen by Rogue of the X-Men and was in a coma for a lot of years. She's a mainstay Avenger, and as far as I'm aware, that's basically all I know. This movie takes place in, I think, 1995, so it's a prequel to all the other films, apart from Captain America: The First Avenger. But yeah, it takes place 12 years before Iron Man. So Nick Fury is a younger guy, obviously. He's not the Colonel Nick Fury that we know and love from all the other films with, an eye patch and everything. Obviously he's got two eyes in this. Agent Coulson is back. Forgot the actor's name who plays him, but he's only got a small role in this. He's not in it much, but it's nice to see him back, after his death in the Avengers. Obviously he's still in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but I don't really watch that. But yeah, Jude Law is in it, and so is Annette Bening. They're okay. Annette Bening's role's a small role. Jude Law I can't remember his character. I think his character's a villain in the comics, but in this he's more of a mentor to Carol Danvers. Basically, she's a fighter pilot, piloting an experimental aircraft for the US government. And she's involved in an accident and gains powers, and then she's rescued by the Kree, and then she awakes on the Kree's planet. But the film starts where she's already on the planet and she's suffering from like nightmares and flashbacks to something that she doesn't remember because she's got amnesia. She thinks she's a Kree, but in reality she's human. The film is okay. There was a lot of controversy involving Brie Larson. Statements that she made before the film came out and things like that. And I'm not gonna, hold any of that against her or, for her. Basically, I'm basing this on her acting in the movie. And to be honest, I think she's void of personality. She's kind of boring and wooden in a way. She's meant to be an Oscar-winning actress, and I didn't think her character had any charisma. Nick Fury, he had the majority of the jokes, and Sam Jackson brought a lot of the charisma to the film. Jude Law, again, like I said, was really good. I enjoyed the 90s setting. It brought back a lot of nostalgic feeling, dial-up internet, blockbuster video, that sort of thing. The soundtrack, is really, really good. Obviously, it's 90s inspired. So there's there's things like TLC, Nirvana, R.E.M., Garbage, things like that. And the choices of songs are really good. I really enjoyed the soundtrack. But in a way, I kind of found the film boring in a way. There's a good fight towards the start. It's like 20 minutes in aboard the aboard the Skrull, if I can say it right, because they're the villains in this film. Which it's nice to see the Skrulls finally brought into the MCU, because they are major villains of the Marvel universe. They're a major alien race. But yeah, there's a fight involving Carol Danvers and a load of Skrulls on board a Skrull ship above Earth before she, gets sucked out of the ship and crash lands in a blockbuster video. That is a really good scene. There's some good music over the top of it. But to me, Carol Danvers in this, Brie Larson, it's like they've tried to make her a strong female, and they've tried to make her badass, and it just seems forced. The sarcastic humour that she tries to bring and everything. And there's a lot of plot holes as well. It's like there's a scene in a bar where Nick Fury and Captain Marvel are talking to each other, and you know, he's found out about Skrulls, and then he goes to her, how do I know you're not a Skrull? So she then points a fist towards a jukebox and fires a photon blast out of her hand and blows up the jukebox. And then he looks at her and he goes, well, I still don't know if you're a Skrull. And then she's like, Skrulls can't do that. But it's the delivery of a line is just, in my opinion, boring. You know, there's no charisma behind it. She's got this sarcastic, she's trying to be like dry wit, but to me it just doesn't work a lot of the time. Yeah, Annette Bening is, well, kind of a spoiler character in a way. She plays the, is it the intelligence, the Kree's, the supreme leader of, or the supreme ruler of the Kree race, the intelligence, I think it's called. Yeah, you know, it was a standard Marvel filler movie, if you know, solo type movie, which there's been a few of them, you know, recently. Ant-Man and the Wasp, to be honest, I'd rather watch Ant-Man and the Wasp. Yeah, there's not really more I can say, to be honest. I've never really read the comics. To be honest, I always felt that Captain Marvel's best role was when she was in a coma and Rogue had her powers, you know, because Rogue is a complete badass character, brilliant character, especially from, you know, the Rogue from the animated series of the 90s. Now that, you know, Disney has bought 20th Century Fox, 21st Century Fox, whatever it's called now, you know, there's a possibility that the X-Men can come into the MCU. In a future installment, it would be nice to see that scene where Rogue, you know, steals her powers and puts her in a coma. She's going to appear in Avengers Endgame. I've seen, you know, a bit of it from the trailer and from the mid-credit scene. Again, it looks like she's a character void of emotion. You know, she doesn't smile much in the film, and I don't know what her role's going to be in Avengers. But I did see an interview where Kevin Feige claimed that she's the most powerful character in the Marvel universe, and in this film, although she is powerful, it doesn't really prove that she's the most powerful, that she's more powerful than, like, say, Thor or Hulk. So it would be interesting to see what other ranges of powers that she could, you know, do in Avengers. There's a character who's a friend, she was a fellow fighter pilot called Maria Rambeau, and she's got a daughter called Monica Rambeau. Now in the comics, she was the original female Captain Marvel, was Monica Rambeau. Then she became a character called Photon, I think. Now in this, she's a 9-year-old, 10-year-old girl, but you know, if you could see her in Avengers Endgame or, you know, future Captain Marvel movie where what's set in the present timeline, it would be, you know, interesting to see her as an adult and actually become, you know, Photon or whatever. And another disappointment, it kind of was supposed to, it kind of promised you that it was going to bridge the gap, you know, explain away where Captain Marvel has been all this time, why she hasn't appeared in any other Marvel movies, why Nick Fury hasn't called her on his super pager before, when, you know, during the Avengers or Age of Ultron, you know, things like that. So, and yeah, it kind of gives an explanation, but it doesn't as well, and it was kind of a poor one in my opinion. But yeah, like I said, I enjoyed it, but it's not a film I would go back and, you know, watch religiously, like, say, Avengers Infinity War, Thor Ragnarok, you know, Spider-Man Homecoming, films like that. So, yeah, I'm going to give it a rating of B-. Yeah, Captain Marvel, I enjoyed it. You know, it's a standard Marvel film, but in my opinion, a forgettable one. Brie Larson was okay, but I just think the character's void of any personality and humour, so I'm not really looking forward to seeing her in Avengers Endgame, to be honest. Let me know down below, guys, what do you think of this movie? What's your favourite part of Captain Marvel? Oh, there is one thing that I'm not going to spoil it for anyone, but I didn't like the way Nick Fury lost his eye. Now, in Captain America: Civil War, you know, it makes a big deal that the last time he trusted anyone, he lost an eye. You know, and yeah, the way he loses it, it kind of made into a joke, and it shouldn't be really. It should have been a badass moment, but they've kind of made it into a joke, and that's something I really didn't like in this film. Thought it was bollocks, to be honest. But yeah, let me know in the comment section down below, guys, what do you think of this movie? Like and share my channel, and remember, stay heroic.